Hello, hello, hello. Happy Mother's Day. Today I'm going to be doing something that I'm not used to doing, something that is way out of my comfort zone. Today I'm going to be doing a vlog. Normally when I get in front of a camera, I'm singing, playing guitar, taking requests, or doing drill performances, or dancing, or stuff like that. Normally when I'm in front of a camera, I'm not talking. So this will be a different experience for me. A lot of people think I'm good at it. I don't think I'm that good. Sorry, I just ran up the stairs. Anyway, so today I'm going to be vlogging about my mom. And I'm going to be explaining why I think that my mom is the best mom out there, because today is Mother's Day, a celebration of mothers, a celebration of the most important women in our lives, the women that brought us into this world. So I'm just going to get right into it and just basically tell the story. So when my mom was 15, she found out she was pregnant. And obviously that hit my family pretty hard. It was a little bit devastating to hear at first, what's going to happen with her future, things like that. So my mom made a very brave decision when I was born. She made the decision to keep me. And she said she was going to raise me. And I thought that was, looking back, I don't understand how she did it. At my age that I'm at now, my mom was pregnant with her third kid. And looking back, that woman, her and my father, they are both heroes. What they did at their age, taking on a family like that. So she married my dad when she was 18, and I got to be in my parents' wedding when I was 3 years old. So that was really cool. I obviously don't remember it, but it's cool knowing that I got to partake in that. When I was 5, my dad, who was not my biological father, he adopted me. And that already speaks to my mom's character, that when she was as young as she was, she found a man who was also extremely young and willing to raise a kid for not only the love of her, but for the love of me. So that speaks to my mom's judge of character right off the bat. So after that, growing up, my mom, she tried putting me in sports like every regular American kid, right? So I was playing soccer. One year I even played basketball. Me, basketball. No. So anyway, I didn't like it. I didn't like sports. And that was that. My mom accepted it. She knew that I was into the arts. My whole family realized at a very early age that I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be a performer. That's what I wanted to do. I did not want to do anything that involved sports. No, sorry. Just not me. So when I was 5 years old, I got to sing in my mom's best friend's wedding. And that was like my first performance. And I remember being young, watching American Idol, America's Got Talent. And I cannot tell you how many times my mom signed me up for auditions that turned out to be scams. And I remember I would just be so upset, and she would keep pushing me to keep going no matter what, because there's always going to be people out there that are trying to scam you. But she never stopped encouraging me to keep singing and keep doing what I love. Going forward, in school, my mom was always very supportive of me. She was just someone that I was always close to. I don't know if it's because we're close in age, but we were just always best friends. And in middle school, I was no longer the A student. My grades started to slip a little bit. And I remember my mom was doing everything she could. She would sit down and watch me do my homework. She would do everything she could. She would push me. She did not want me to fail. Now, she's said in the past, looking back, that she wished that she would have let me have like some minor fails so I could get up, dust myself off, and learn my lesson. But you know what? You live and learn. And by the time I got to middle school, my mom had transferred me to several schools. Not because we'd moved, not because of a job, not because of money, because my mom wanted me going to the best school, getting the best possible education that I could have growing up as a kid. This is another sign of a woman who had a kid at a young age, but she is doing everything that she can to make sure he has the best in life. By the time I got to high school, I was learning a lot about myself, my life, who was I going to be. I was starting to accept the fact that I wasn't going to be some child movie star, some child singer, whatever. But my mom always supported me. My mom paid for my show choir bills. She paid to put me in musicals. And all the while that she's raising 3 kids, she's in nursing school. This woman put off what she wanted to do since she was a little girl to once she was secure enough to start school, once she had all of her kids. If my mom didn't have me at 15, which at first was a mistake, she could have been a nurse in her early 20s, easily. But she made a sacrifice and she put off nursing school so she could just work. And while working, raise me and my sister and my brother. And I think that's incredible. Going past that, once I graduated high school, with a lot of help from my mom, I wouldn't have graduated without her. I was working 2 jobs. And those 2 jobs were great, but I wasn't getting the money I needed to move out of my parents' house. And I didn't do so well in high school to where I couldn't afford college, and I certainly didn't have a scholarship with my name on it. Period. After I graduated high school, my mom drove me to Nashville. Both of my parents drove me to Nashville so I could audition for The Voice. And that was a bust. And later that day, my parents had set up a tour of the Ryman Auditorium just in case I didn't make my audition. And that was so awesome, knowing that it was more of like a pillow to help break my emotional fall. You know, she had something set up for me to still enjoy my day, and I actually got to record a song in the Ryman Auditorium that day, which was incredible. So, moving on. It's come to a point where it's pretty obvious that I don't really have much motivation, and I'm just working the same 2 jobs, not knowing what I'm going to do with my life, not knowing where I'm going to live. I'm still living with my parents. So my mom tells me that I'm going to go see an Air Force recruiter. And I said, no, I refuse. I will not be in the military. I've always had a respect for the military, but I said I would never join. Well, she talked me into it, and it's the best decision I've ever made, by far. I've never felt more secure in my job. I've never felt more mature. I feel that I've grown since I've joined the Air Force, and she pushed me into it. She caused the greatest thing in my life to happen. Period. Now, once I joined the Air Force, I did a lot more self-exploration, and I think y'all know what I'm talking about. And I came out to my parents. They both, I'm not gonna lie, they both took it very hard. They were not happy. My mom, at that point, felt like she had failed as a mother. And please don't think ill of her when I say that, because she didn't understand. And I totally get that she doesn't understand it. Sometimes I don't. But it took me getting stationed in Germany, realizing that my mom realized that I couldn't just fly home for the weekend. You know, those plane tickets weren't that affordable to where I could just come home whenever I wanted. And as time went on, I remember one night she called me and she said, "Hey, I just watched the movie Love, Simon. And I still don't get it fully. I don't get your sexuality. I don't understand it. But I'm starting to see where you're coming from. And it made me realize that you are still you. That you are still you. You are still my son. You're still the same Robbie that I've known for 21 years. I was 21 at the time. I will never forget that conversation. And I'll also never forget how ecstatic my mom was when I told her that I was moving back to the US. She could not be happier. If she could come to DC during this quarantine, she'd be here right now because our Hawaii trip was canceled, meaning her scheduled time to see me was nixed. If she could, she would. My mom has grown to accept me, and she now has an amazing relationship with me again. Not that it was ever bad, But I feel like there's no tension in our relationship given that she has accepted who I am, and she's coped with it. And she also has a relationship with Lance, which I never thought would happen. She has grown with me. If you think about it, when I was born, we were both just two kids. And she grew up really fast. And times like this is showing me what a loving and nurturing person my mom is. Me, being in the military, I can't just walk away from my job. I have a contract. If I tried to leave the military, if I just didn't show up to work, I would be legally punished. My mom, being a nurse practitioner, she can quit her job during this COVID-19 BS. But she hasn't and she won't. She cares for people. That alone, again, speaks to her character and shows what kind of woman, person, and caretaker she is. My mom does not know that I'm making this video. My mom does not know that I'm posting it on the internet. I'm not asking her permission because she'd probably say no. But the truth needs to be told and heard about my mother. You know, sometimes things get rocky, like they do with every single family. But the truth be told, nobody has had my back like my mom has my entire life. She has supported me through everything. And I have let her down plenty of times. I have been a disappointment plenty of times. What y'all don't see on Facebook of all the times my mom is proud of me, there have been just as many times that I've disappointed her. And she has stuck by me no matter what. I remember when I came out on Facebook, there were some people that didn't understand. And my mom, who was still having a hard time understanding, she wasn't going to let anybody talk about her son. She wasn't going to let anybody say negative about her son. And she inspires me. When I become a parent, I want to be like my mom. I want to be the person that has not only a parent-to-child relationship, but once the child grows up, they're friends. I consider my mom a friend. People think it's crazy. I will go out to a club with my friends and I will invite my mom. Because she's just as cool as my friends. She's cooler than some of my friends, actually. So, if you're a mom, thank you. Thank you for always being there for your kids. A special thank you to my mom. And also, I don't want to leave out all the grandmas in my family, Kathy and Diana. I love you both so much. My Aunt Christina and any other women in my family that have raised the awesome kids and now adults in my family. Thank you, thank you, thank you for what you have done. Sorry if this was a little too emotional. Sorry if this was a little too long. To anyone that stuck around and watched the whole video, thank you so much. And again, to all the moms out there, happy Mother's Day.